So I'd like to start by introducing you guys to Meme Maria. Meme Maria started her tailoring business over 25 years ago. She built it from the ground up. She knows every supplier by trust, every client by name, and every fabric by touch. Her business employs 3, feeds her family, and has put her children through their education. Yet one day suddenly, she passes. And within 6 months, her machines gather dust and her shop is closed. Her employees are trying to figure out where the invoices are stored, how much stock is left, and who to call. They don't know where that information lies. Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica Amukugo, a data enthusiast and proud Namibian. I've spent the last few months digging into the reasons behind why. Why do Namibian Black-owned businesses tend to fail after the founder's death? The reason that I've found is one quite hard to digest. The reason behind this is that Namibian businesses tend to lack. They lack data, they lack forward thinking, and they lack systems that allows them to manage their businesses. We often tell ourselves the comforting myths. The companies failed because the competition was too fierce. The banks were against them. The systems were against them. But the reason behind why these companies fail after the founder's death is one I've come to find is a lot harder to digest. Like I said, they have an absence of data and an absence of knowledge. Now, this is particularly a problem because 40,000 SMEs in Namibia employ around 200,000 Namibians. SMEs contribute to 12% of the national GDP, yet 90% of SMEs in Namibia fail within the first 5 years. Only 25% of Namibian SMEs are formally registered, meaning that their data doesn't even exist in the system. And with a country whose unemployment rate sits at 36.9%, every business that fails is a family that falls. So, this is a big tragedy, but also a big opportunity. As a self-proclaimed doctor of data, here is my diagnosis of why these businesses tend to fail. Number 1, the business lives in the founder's head. The invoices, the information about suppliers, the sales, they are never written down. They're only ever kept in the memory of the founder. Number 2, no succession planning. Few SMEs understand what's going to happen after they pass. Few successors are chosen. Number 3, data poverty. Vital information about a company is kept on paper scraps, mismatched notebooks, and after the founder dies, nobody knows where this information is stored. Number 3, family confusion. Heirs often don't understand the company. They don't know how to run the company, and this contributes to why the company fails. And lastly, external shocks. Nobody expects the company to be in such a state where information just is not readily available. A founder is like a tree's root systems. You cut the roots without preparation, and the trees fall. Now, unfortunately, a lot of Namibian SMEs are one root tree system, and this is what's currently happening to them without the use of data. But what if I could say data science could graft new roots? What if data science could be the bridge between successors and founders? I'm talking about us introducing living records and digital traces. Every purchase that's made, every sale that's made is digitally logged like breadcrumbs for the successors to take. What if we introduce predictive alerts and early warnings to be able to estimate inflow of money? Which months have high sales? Which months have low sales? What if we have digital playbooks of a company that allow a successor to access information such as how much stock is left, when does the company make more money, and who's indebted to them? And lastly, what if we used automated succession mapping? I'm talking using data science predictive models to try and map which successor or which family member is most likely suited to take the position of successor. So now, With that information, I want us to reimagine Meme Maria's story. Except this time, she has the help of our trusted doctor of data, and this is how her story goes. Meme Maria understands that data is the future. So as she's building a business, she inputs vital information into a simple app. Information that talks about her revenue, her profits, her losses. But most importantly, she teaches her niece how to input this information. So when she passes, her niece will open an app that has a simple dashboard that talks about how much money is owed, who the suppliers are, who the clients are. And armed with this information, her niece is able to chase down debtors, is able to contact suppliers, and is able to keep the shop running long after Meme Maria's death. The business grows and her legacy is continued. Acknowledging hurdles. I do understand that a lot of you will say there's a lack of digital literacy among many SMEs in Namibia and that data is not easily available and accessible. And that's true. These are very valid concerns. But the path forward is incremental. What if we simply start by introducing digital hubs? What if we simply start by introducing initiatives within the government to improve data literacy amongst our people? Data is the only gap that can be filled between the successor and the founder. Data is what we can give the future generation as the current generation. We don't want founders to die and have their businesses die. The goal is to have legacies continued, generational wealth created. And in a country that has such a high employment rate, we need to always aim to increase the founder's vision. And with that, and with data, we can do that. I encourage you guys to dive deeply and encourage any SMEs around you to start implementing data into their businesses to allow for continuity. Thank you so much, and that was my TED Talk.